Just have a look. Listen, you think I'm joking, but we have had 9 captains since 2021. So we're too short now. This can happen. But coming back, seriously, you look at these, and obviously a few of them are just one game, as in KL Rahul. Suryakumar Yadav will obviously captain 5 now from what it looks like. So he's going to jump up to pretty much, equal Rishabh Pant in that list. But if I was to ask you right now, and I know it's way too early, but it's only 10 games early for the T20 World Cup, Zach, who out of this instinctively do you think that team management, selection committee, board will go with captain for the World Cup?
Well, because T20 World Cup is just around the corner, and it is not. There's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
So you have to go in with experience. I think you'll have to give that preference to the experienced guy. And I will not be surprised if they decide to go ahead with Rohit Sharma himself.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's been around for a while. He understands handling situations, handling pressure, all those kind of aspects. You still have time for all these other names which are there in that list to take the mantle forward. Because it's just around 6 months' time. You have a big tournament like IPL also in between, which will give them enough time to prepare. So it's either going to be Rohit Sharma, or depending on how Hardik goes about his rehab, his comeback, all those aspects they'll have to consider. The challenge is that he's not going to be playing that many games.
He's not played in a year.
So that is something which they'll have to see. This format allows you to be like that.
Yeah.
Like I've always looked at this format as a plug and play. So you don't have to have all the players getting together, getting ready, all those kind of things. Right. Actually, you can compromise on with regard to this. But IPL for sure, when you're looking at 10 teams and all these guys having captained their respective franchises at some stage or the other, gives you that much of experience also, because when you are a captain, you start looking at the game in a different way. You are more responsible. You are not just thinking of your own game. You are actually thinking of team, how you're going to set up, the game, how you're going to use bowlers. So, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing that you have that list of captains which you've shown there. It's a long one.
Yeah.
Because in T20 format, that decision making has to be very decisive.
I like your point of view. What I really like about your perspective is you're saying that it's not like a one-day game where you've got to play 25, 30 games as a unit together. This can be more plug and play, which is great. Again, with Rohit, he may not have played for a year. He knows this format well. He knows captaining this format well. I mean, if anybody questions his credentials, he can show 5 trophies and say, I know how this is done. It makes sense to back him when there's just so few games left as a run-up to that World Cup.
Exactly, and especially with the situation of Hardik Pandya. I think when everyone was sure that India's T20 captain after this World Cup, 50-over World Cup, it will be Hardik Pandya. But now that with his injury coming in, you don't know, as Zach mentioned about his rehab, whether he'll be fit on time or not, how many games he will play. But for 6 months, I think there is we can see the list of so many captains here, because there were a lot of series were happening, Test series, One-Day series, T20 series. All of them were happening simultaneously. That is the reason why we had other teams, other captains, and all of that. But it does make a sense that where Rohit comes in and leads the side for at least for this World Cup, and then move forward and then if you want to make a team for next year's Champions Trophy, and then another T20 World Cup and another World Cup after that. So that's something which you have. But for a short-term goal, I think India probably it makes sense to have Rohit as a captain of the side.
Yeah.